So breaking first on Republic is the mortal remains of late actress Sridevi have already reached Dubai airport. And what we've also learned is that there's going to be a procedure which is to be followed, some bit of a paperwork which will be assisted by and expedited by some embassy officials there, including the family, including the husband of late Sridevi, Boni Kapoor, and close family members who will be actually accompanying the mortal remains as they will be airlifted from few hours from now, and the arrival is expected at around 10 p.m. A while back, in fact, Republic TV also broke that important piece of document, embalming certificate, which has actually conferred accidental drowning as the cause of death very, very clearly, once again making it official that all speculations have come to rest. The untimely demise was caused by accidental drowning of Sridevi in one of the prime and posh hotels in Dubai. And what we are now picking latest is that the mortal remains have already arrived in Dubai airport, from where the mortal remains will be airlifted in a private jet, which in fact has been waiting there since last 3 days. Body of veteran actor Sridevi, we're also learning, will reach Mumbai airport by late evening, and we also know the gate number 8 by Anil Ambani's private jet. Remember, this is something which was expected to take place, the repatriation process and everything, just 2 days back, but there was an unprecedented delay of almost 3 days, and finally the wait back home for the arrival of mortal remains is over. Aditya joining us on phone line, tracking it from his close sources in diplomatic channels. Aditya, now that as we speak, I believe that procedure of repatriation, paperwork, protocol and formalities are being expedited and assisted by the embassy officials in Dubai airport. More on that, please.
But yes, what we are being told as of now is
Aditya, more details.
Yes, what we're being told as of now is that mortal remains are reaching the Dubai International Airport in a few minutes from now. And finally, the repatriation process is coming to an end with the mortal remains now, in fact, reaching the airport. There's already an Indian diplomat stationed there trying to, in fact, facilitate the entire process, to do the entire documentation. Let's remember that family members have already gone through a 3 days of ordeal waiting for the mortal remains to be handed over to them, so that they can fully mourn the death of Sridevi, and also the last rites could happen as per the religious sanctity. The question right now is also about how soon the mortal remains will reach. What we're being told is that immediately after the documentation and the formalities are ended, within the next 45 minutes to an hour, the chartered plane waiting there for mortal remains of Sridevi will be leaving. There are at least 3 family members with them right now. Of course, Arjun Kapoor, Boni Kapoor and Saurabh Malhotra. There are 2 to 3 diplomats from the Indian consulate in Dubai that are also with them. It's important to mention that India's ambassador to you.
Yes? Let's try and reconnect with Aditya. Imran Yusufzai from Dubai continues to be with us, as I'm joined by Shivani here in our Delhi studio. Imran, थोड़ा सा ये जो एम्बामिंग सर्टिफिकेट है इसके बारे में बताइए. रिपब्लिक टीवी अभी हम अपने दर्शकों को दिखा रहे हैं. इसमें एक्सीडेंटल ड्राउनिंग दोबारा से एक ऑफिशियली वंस अगेन रीटरेट किया गया है कि यही एक रीजन रहा. कितना इम्पोर्टेंट पीस ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंटेशन है ये, अगर इन्वेस्टिगेशन की बात की जाए तो. हम ये भी बताएं हमारे नाज़रीन को कि अभी जो मॉर्टल रिमेन्स है वो दुबई एयरपोर्ट पे है, और कितनी देरी लग सकती है वहाँ पे ये पूरी फॉर्मेलिटीज को कंप्लीट होने में. इमरान
जी बिल्कुल, जैसे कि डेड बॉडी जो है वहाँ पर पहुँच चुकी है, और अभी कुछ अगले चंद ही मिनट्स में 10 to 15 मिनट्स बॉडी जो है वो जेट तैयार है कि बिल्कुल तमाम जो नेसेसरी स्टेप्स हैं उसके बाद वो वहाँ पर पहुँचा दी जाएगी, और फिर प्रोसेस जो वो आगे शुरू हो जाएगा. लेकिन हाँ, अगर हम इस बात करें इस सर्टिफिकेट की, तो यकीनी तौर पर ये बहुत अहम था. जैसा कि बताया कि इसके आते ही वो तमाम स्टोरीज जो हैं वो थोड़ी सी ठंडी पड़ गई. तो ये बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट थी। लेकिन मैं इसकी इंपॉर्टेंस पर जाने से पहले एक और बात भी करूँगा कि इतनी इंपॉर्टेंट डॉक्यूमेंट पे होने के बावजूद इसमें एक छोटी सी मिस्टेक भी जो नोट की गई है। जैसे मैंने अभी फुल उसको रिव्यू तो नहीं किया, लेकिन इसमें एज जो है पहले 54 थी, अभी 52 एज बताई गई है। तो अगर आप इसको कंफर्म कर दें, क्योंकि आप बेहतर तरीके से बात देख सकते, मेरे पास क्लियर कॉपी अभी मौजूद नहीं है। तो एक तो एज 52 एज बताई गई है, क्योंकि पहले आपको पता है पहले सर्टिफिकेट में जो जारी हुआ था उसमें 54 थी। तो ये अगर आप कंफर्म कर दे दोबारा भी तो ज्यादा अच्छी बात होगी, बेहतर होगा, जानने वालों के लिए थोड़ा सा इन्फॉर्मेशन होगी है। तो दूसरी एक तो इम्पोर्टेंट डॉक्यूमेंट की है, चूंकि इस डॉक्यूमेंट से आने के बाद एकदम से तमाम जो स्टोरीज थी उसका रुख जो है वो एकदम भारत की तरफ हो गया कि अब वहाँ पर बॉडी पहुंचेगी, वहाँ पर क्या क्या सिनारियो होगा, कैसे कौन कौन लोग आएंगे और कौन कौन लोग पहुंचे। दूसरी मैं बात जो अहम बता दूं कि यहाँ पर जहाज में जो स्पेशल जहाज है उसमें इनकी फैमिली के सिर्फ चंद स्पेसिफिक लोग होंगे, वो जाएंगे। जो बाकी एक्ट्रेस हैं यहाँ पर जो वहाँ जाना चाहते हैं तो वो दूसरी फ्लाइट से आएंगे, जो अपकमिंग वेरी नेक्स्ट फ्लाइट होगी वो उससे आएंगे। इस एक जहाज में तमाम लोग नहीं होंगे, इसमें सिर्फ वेरी जो क्लोज उनके फैमिली मेंबर्स हैं सिर्फ वही इस जहाज में उनकी डेड बॉडी के साथ आएंगे। जी
जी इमरान, आपसे गुजारिश है आप फोन पे रहिए, क्योंकि ये हम एक स्पेशल शो अभी कर रहे हैं और इस स्टोरी के जो तमाम पहलू है उन पे हम बहुत बारीकी से नजर डालेंगे। इमरान यूसुफ, I remember, is Republic TV's, one of the Republic TV's reporters, has been tracking it in Dubai. As I welcome in our Delhi studio my colleague Shivani as news editor, and also Amit Kakkar will be joining us. Anjana Bhatia, noted criminal lawyer, also joining us on the show. We have our reporters joining us, and we have Dr. Aggarwal also, Dr. K.K. Aggarwal joining us live from New Delhi. Amit Kakkar joining us from Dubai, I believe, and Anjana as well as Shivani here in our Delhi studio. Dr. Aggarwal, I'd like to come to you first. Now, this is just now a matter of few hours as the mortal remains as we speak will be airlifted from any moment from now. Reporters are tracking it very closely in Dubai, Mumbai as well as New Delhi. Now, finally, we have the embalming certificate with us, which clearly states accidental drowning as the cause of the untimely demise, putting to rest all speculations, but the circumstantial questions still remain large. Would you agree to it or not?
No, I don't. The reason being, first of all, we have to decide whether she died and fell down or she died after falling down. The very fact you write the word drowning, it means she was taking some respiration while she was in the bathtub, because water is in the lungs, cannot come after the person has died. Now, what are the situations medically it is possible? A, you are gasping. That means you have some condition where you start gasping, you fell down in bathtub and then you aspirate and a drowning occurs. In which condition you can gasp? A heart attack, a paralysis, a ventricular arrhythmia, or in a patient with epilepsy. The first onset epilepsy, during epilepsy your respiration can stop and then you start gasping and you can aspirate the water. So medically it is possible. So medically it is possible to explain accidental.
Dr. Aggarwal, we'll take this discussion forward. Doctor, I'm sorry, Dr. Aggarwal, I'll have to interrupt you here because what is important is to get these latest breaking inputs from Amit Kakkar, who is joining us live from Dubai, Republic TV's Amit Kakkar. Amit, now, is this very, very crucial, isn't it? From Dubai, it's over. It's an open and closed case. It was, but it's shut now. It's finally the accidental drowning. Any possibility for relook at the investigation? Where is this story going in Dubai? Is it almost all over there? What more do you have on this?
You're right in a way. The file stands closed at the end of Dubai police. The case stands closed. The probe stands shut down at the moment as we speak. The body is on its way to the airport as we're talking right now. And future course of action, I mean, we're trying to get in more details from our sources in Dubai police in reference to whether they would like to continue with the probe. Would they be inviting the Kapoor family for more questioning in future? Dubai is the second home of Kapoors. They keep coming over here. And it needs to be seen now that what is the next strategy of Dubai police. one thing is clear, that the case is closed. They have declared that due to unconsciousness she drowned. But if you see, I mean, even Ornav and we have been debating since yesterday, the circumstances are really still very suspicious. So we need to see what are the cards in hands of Dubai police, whether they would like to invite Boni Kapoor or anybody else from Kapoor family for further questioning. We need to also see whether the complete clean sheet has been given to the Kapoor family or not.
Okay, and in fact, Anjana Bhatia is a criminal lawyer who's with you and listening to what you're saying. And Anjana, I wanted to ask you, why, if the case is closed, why should a need arise for any of the Kapoors to be questioned? I mean, is there not a dichotomy in that?
There is a real doubt over here that the case is still not closed. If it was not closed, then 100% with 0.0001% doubt, they would have detained the passport of the suspect. Here we don't see any suspect, and Mr. Kapoor is also traveling. So there is a very small scope of the case being opened.
No, but then also we are being told that they could be questioned in the future. So
you know what? That's what I said. There could be. There's a possibility, because referring to public prosecutor only happens when there is some iota of suspicion somewhere. You understand? So when it was passed on to the public prosecution, they also discussed internally. They also discussed with the medical team, and they came to a conclusion finally that she drowned due to unconsciousness. Now, behind the curtains, if we see unconsciousness because of what? Overdose of alcohol or any other thing. There were talks about injury marks on the forehead. There were also talks emerging from some South Indian news channels prevalent in Dubai and in Middle East that she was having a property issue with her sister Srilata, wherein Boni Kapoor was also mediating. All these things are still open in the public foray, but we need to get into the details more with the help of Dubai police, whether they have given the clean sheet to the Kapoors also, or whether they would be inviting them for further investigation or no.
okay, so it is a little bit like a dichotomy here, Sakal, because the case officially is closed, but there could be scope of further investigation. Anuja Kapoor, KK Aggarwal, Stuti Sardana, who's a film critic, joining us from Delhi, Ira Trivedi, author and noted influencer, and Anjana Bhatia, of course, with Amit there. They all continue to join us. So, Anuja, let me bring this to you. If there is a doubt, why should the case be closed? That's the first commonsensical question that will be asked, isn't it? Is there a cover-up, sort of? Well, I'm not going there, but why should the case be closed if there is a doubt? I very well understand. Till now, I am in an ambiguity and I'm really not able to understand. This is what I was talking about yesterday. Why I really don't understand what's happening and why the case is closed. It is out of my question. And I was even furthering understanding when we were just talking. I was thinking that when they were talking about she was being she drowned of too much intoxication of alcohol and all. When Boni Kapoor met Sridevi at that time, was she having drinks? Was she drunk? And then at that time also he was seeing and he wanted to take her out when she was drunk and she was not in her senses and you could feel it. And I don't understand the whole thing. Was she in a swimming pool that she got drowned? We're talking about the made tub. And still we look into the tub and I will still stand. I don't know. I'll still stand. I am very psychic in nature. I still stand. I don't know why. That the facts are there. They are talking it's a fact. There is something which is not right. I'm not feeling which is that. Okay, Anuja. But I still say. Let's expand this thought a bit. Talked about. Let's expand your doubts a bit, but let's not get too overtly dramatic about it. Let's stick to the facts. Stuti, I'm taking this thought to you. Now, do you first of all agree, Anuja? Having said that, do you think it's over in Dubai, but then there is some scope as far as relook at the investigations are concerned? Because remember a while back our colleague in Dubai said that if at all any third party intervenes, it could be an NGO or it could be family, friends, anybody related to late actress, there is a possibility. But as of now, as far as Dubai is considered, they are convincing everybody that it was accidental drowning. But what led to that is still doubtful. There's no clarity on that.
Yes, and there is no clarity. If
Yes.
the prosecution from
And
Dubai has
this is
I don't know why anybody would come forward and raise the question of all this concern. But as far as what Anuja has said, I'm not in completely agreement with that, because she said that she was not in the Sridevi was not in the swimming pool, so she cannot drowned as such. But if we talk about the facts, there are various reports available on the internet that states in the countries like America, in even in the some countries of some parts of Britain also, a lot of people who actually dies because of getting drawn into a bathtub.
no, but there are extraneous circumstances that lead to that. So you would agree that?
Yeah.
So what's the problem? Let's address the problem that we have, and perhaps people like Anuja have. We don't know what led to the drowning. Nobody said that she was overtly drunk. Nobody said that she had cardiac arrest now. We don't know whether she slipped, fell unconscious and therefore drowned. That is really the area which is under doubt right now, isn't it, Ira? It is not so much about whether there is any foul play involved. It is more about what are the circumstances under which such an unusual death takes place where you drown in a bathtub.
See, life.
Can we go first with Ira for that? Ira. I just want to come in here. Yes, I just want to come in here and say one thing, that it's not fair on the family to just speculate like this. She's not even been she's not even been laid to rest. So I don't think that it's our job at all to speculate. But I would want to say this, that Sridevi was an icon. She was truly an icon for all of Indian cinema, and not just currently, but in all times. So I do think that a lot of fans are curious. We're all shocked and we're all saddened by this death. So we should, we all do deserve an answer. I do think the family should come forward and tell us what happened, because everyone is curious about the death, especially because it was suddenly changed. It was a cardiac arrest, and now there's this. So I do think that something is not correct, but
Yes,
Ira, nothing can take away the fact that for the family perhaps and the relatives, the friends, this has been an excruciating long wait for 3 days, Shivani, and much more than that, the pain of losing Sridevi. I request all our guests to kindly stay with us. We need to take a very, very short break here. We'll be back with more. And we'll stick with the same story.
The body has been cleared for release, and we have information that will fly back today.
Sources close to Bonnie Kapoor confirming that after the NOC was given or the no-action certificate was issued, that the mortal remains will be airlifted at 5 p.m. and we will land in India at 10 p.m. India time.
Welcome back, and as we speak, in any moment from now, within matters of few minutes, the mortal remains of late Sridevi will be flown from Dubai airport, will be airlifted. There's a quick check of the headlines that we're tracking. Dubai Public Prosecution closes Sridevi death case after 3 days of investigation. Dubai police report mentions death due to drowning after losing consciousness. Case closed, but many questions over circumstances leading to her death are still open. Procedures in Dubai complete. Sridevi's mortal remains to arrive in Mumbai tonight. And final journey of the actor to be held in Mumbai tomorrow at around 11 in the morning.
thought that if she would have been around, she would not have left alone. She would not have, and probably should not have done what she did.
What does he say? All right, so the close friend of Bonnie and Sridevi Kapoor adds to the mystery. What does Amar Singh mean actually? Okay, so let's go back once again to all our panelists, and I also take this opportunity to once again bring in my colleague Shivani, who is here in our Delhi studio. Shivani, let's quickly welcome all our guests, introduce all our guests, and also our reporters on the field. We have Stuti here in our Delhi studio. She's a noted film analyst. Also Anuja Kapoor, criminal psychologist, joining us from live. Dr. K.K. Aggarwal continues to be with us. Ira Trivedi live from Delhi, as well as Anjana Bhatia joining us from Dubai. She's also accompanied by Amit Kakkar there from Dubai itself. Welcome back once again, all of you. Amit, I believe we have some more breaking inputs from you. I'm going to take it over to you very quickly. As far as now this open and closed case is considered, no scope for reinvestigations. This is what Dubai says. Do you think the media is going to follow it more closely once the mortal remains are airlifted from there?
Yes, I think so. Media, some segment of media would be following this because, as we all know, that the report still is not very elaborated. It's not clearly saying that the cause of death was so and so. It is again saying accidental drowning. Now again they have added a word called due to unconsciousness. We as media people, we want to know for the public, we want to know for our viewers that why, what led Sridevi to lose her consciousness suddenly? Was there a stroke that she suffered, which is again not mentioned in the report? Was she overtly drunk? Was she under the influence of so much of alcohol that she just slipped into the bathtub and didn't find time to struggle out? But the larger part is that Dubai, as a city over here, has closed the chapter for the time being. The file stands shut.
Right.
It's up to the other segments of media to follow with the Kapoors as well and to look into the matter deeply because there is some iota of suspicion somewhere till the time the report actually comes out and says that yes, the stroke was the case, or cardiac arrest was the case, or the alcohol was the case. So we don't know. We need to probe as journalists. We need to probe into that. So back to you.
Yes, and Anjana, I want to take that point to you as well. You're a criminal lawyer. Do you, as a criminal lawyer, feel there is more to come out in this case than we know? Is it a fit case to be taken further, legally speaking? Is that really how
it is very, very small room to this, that there is some suspicion related to any criminal act here. Prosecution, let me tell you this, the officials here, Dubai police, the authorities, forensic, is the finest round the globe. And today if you feel that there is somewhere which is missed out, a criminal act happened and it is overlooked, which is not at all possible. So if this chapter is closed here, 100% they have looked into all the angles of the case, 100%. And prosecution, if there is further doubt, they could have detained the passport of the suspect, and the suspect cannot travel. Who else can we doubt could be the suspect? Either its family members or its friends or someone who knows her. So which is very doubtful that there is some criminal act involved. Very doubtful. But we will know that within a short while. Once the mortal remains are repatriated, there will be the whole report towards this which we will know. And the extensive report also in a couple of days will be out.
Okay.
So if the criminal act has not happened, then what are the health issues which led to her unconsciousness is something to be looked into.
Absolutely. But Amit, this is the whole narrative changed drastically yesterday. In fact, 3 days, if accidental drowning is the final word coming from Dubai. What led to accidental drowning, Shivani? And let's quickly take this to Dr. Aggarwal as a medical practitioner. What kind of discrepancies do you see, if at all any? Do you think this is not a complete closure on medical parameters?
No, at the moment, till the detailed viscera report comes, the matter is closed as far as medical is concerned. Now, question comes is, in what situations a patient can drown, and when they write unconsciousness, because a conscious person cannot drown. Therefore, he has to be either unconscious or he has to be gasping. In both the situations, you can have a situation of seizure, you can have a situation of stroke, ventricular tachycardia, or a heart attack. Now, these micro-visceral reports, when it comes, they may answer those questions, but I don't think so at the moment you can say because she has died drowning, nobody can be drowned. Causes of unconsciousness can be many, and sometimes you can never find out the cause of unconsciousness because sometimes autopsy reports may be normal. So I medically, I feel the case is closed till the reports come, the visceral report comes, they may be able to tell us the cause of unconsciousness.
So what we're saying, doctor, here, Stuti, you can come into this. What we're saying is that we need to know more. And as you were saying also, Amit, I'll come back to you. As you were saying earlier also, Stuti, that, you know, because she's a public personality, such a beloved icon, whatever the circumstances, the details of those medical reports, or whatever else is known of the circumstances should be made public so that there can be no speculation.
See, I think this should be completely the choice of the family, whether they want to really disclose the entire report to the public, to the media or not. I think this is really a private issue for them, and at least at this moment, we should not expect this thing from them because they're already suffering a lot. They've already struggled a lot to get the mortal remains. Now, we have to wait at least till a time when they feel comfortable sharing the entire details with the public. And as of now, I think whatever the details we have, we should also stop making all speculations, and we should also just be in this grief with the family.
No, but it's not, Ira, taking this to you, it's not actually about speculations. There is something, Shivani, which has triggered, if I may use the word speculation, quote unquote. Speculations are not based on hearsay. Yeah. There were multiple,
because it was cardiac arrest and suddenly it became accidental drowning. I think that's what people are still to get over.
I will come into this.
Yeah, quickly, Ira, make a point on the fact that we were first told that it was a cardiac. Yes, we were first told that it was a cardiac arrest, and we were all shocked and saddened as the name came in, as this news came in, and then when we saw the police report that the Khaleej Times had published, we saw that the cause of death was accidental drowning. And that's when the speculation started. I think it's extremely incorrect and very, very unethical to point to murder, to point to any sort of, any sort of conspiracy. These are all conspiracy theories, and I think that's terrible, and we should not be doing that. But wondering about the cause of death, that I think everyone is doing at the moment. And what we're doing as the media, it's just a mirror of what's happening in public minds as we're speaking about it. But I do request everyone on this show, including the anchor, not to make conspiracy theories and speculations whether it's murder or not, because that's actually not fair on the family. Because Shivani and everybody on the show, there were multiple versions which contradicted what actually came up yesterday. Amit, yes, you wanted to make a point here. Only purely on the basis of the fact there are many unanswered questions. Let's not
Ira and Stuti,
her last 48 hours.
The theory is not emerging now. The criminal side is just put on the backside of the case. There is no criminal act that has happened over here. So rest assured that Dubai police, if at all there was an iota of criminal acts behind this thing, believe me, Kapoors would not have been allowed to leave this country. Second thing, I want to ask Dr. Aggarwal, with all due respect, Dr. Aggarwal, if somebody goes for a shower or a bath and suffers a stroke, and that person is not having any cardiac arrest history or any heart ailment history. So what are the chances that the person may fell down in bathtub and lose the breath and starts grasping water and dies eventually?
But if you faint, if you have a seizure, if you develop a ventricular tachycardia because of heart attack, if you develop a cerebral transient ischemic attack, cerebral attack with aphasia, you may fall down, you may not be able to shout, you may be in a state of either gasping or unconsciousness, and if you are in water submerged for more than 5 minutes, you will be drowned to death. It can happen. So in a situation, these are the situations, if you see maximum drowning, the tub bath deaths occur in Japan. And these are the cases. All over the world, there are series of patients where they are found dead in the tub. And when it comes to accidental, these are the causes which has been found in various postmortem reports.
Shruti, you wanted to make.
So
Yes,
doctor,
I
what are
wanted
the
to make a point
chances
that cardiac
stroke may have
arrest
happened,
theory that cardiac arrest theory from where it has actually arises.
Okay.
Actually, that has become the bone of contention
Yes.
here. I think, Amit, you were referring to that. Anuja has made that the point over the last 2 days. Where did the cardiac arrest theory come from? Was it presumed that she had a cardiac arrest even though she has no history of heart ailment? And also this whole liquor theory, you know, I have said it since yesterday. If she was a teetotaler and everybody believes she was one, that also seems very unlikely, isn't it? Amit, before you, in fact, you continue before we go to Anuja.
See, I just want to say one thing is, cardiac arrest, even a patient who drowns will die of a cardiac arrest. Cardiac arrest means heart has stopped. Cardiac arrest cannot be ruled out.
But sir,
Question
that's
here
not
is cardiac
mentioned
arrest
in the
before
report
drowning
is
or
the
after drowning.
question.
It will not be. When you write
But there's no
drowning,
mention
there
of
is
a cardiac arrest.
You cannot die
That's what
without
is
cardiac arrest.
bamboozling
We don't
everyone.
write that. We don't write. We don't. No doctor will. No doctor will write. We say he died of a heart attack, but nobody dies of heart attack.
We are
They die
trying
of a cardiac
to
arrest.
know what could be the reasons behind the unconsciousness that led to the drowning and accidental drowning.
It can be heart attack. It can be heart attack. It can be paralysis.
So we are trying to
it can be
figure
an
out
epileptic
what
attack.
could
All
be
these
reason
can
A,
cause
could be
drowning,
reason B, could
death.
be reason C.
Let us see the postmortem report is not available, organ reports is not available. We don't know the report of coronary arteries, we don't know the report of cerebral arteries. How can we debate on an issue where the detailed report is not available?
Dr. Aggarwal. Dr. Aggarwal,
We agree to Dr. Aggarwal.
misleading.
Because
What is the difference between drowning and accidental drowning? The difference between drowning and accidental drowning. You think it makes difference?
When we say accidental drowning, this is a drowning because of some accident, which can be unconsciousness, heart attack, paralysis. Otherwise, drowning can also be a homicidal. Somebody drowned her.
And what led to that state of unconsciousness?
A conscious person cannot. A person cannot be.
Amit, what led to that state of unconsciousness?
A dead person cannot drown. Unless you show me the report, it's not a matter of debate at the moment what led to unconsciousness. That is for a complete report to come and then we can debate.
The fourth point he is making is that somebody may have drowned her, could be a reason. We are not certain. The report is not clear. Dubai police has just released the body. Body would be there in Bombay any moment. We are just trying to figure out from doctor, he's a medical expert, we want to know how can a normal person enters into a washroom and loses consciousness. Influence of alcohol is the reason, or a heart attack, or a paralytic stroke, or maybe, as he's also saying that maybe somebody would have actually pushed her into water. So all theories are there, but we do not know anything.
No.
The postmortem report is also not very clear. The visceral report is not out. So we are just trying to ascertain certain facts that what led to her drowning in the bathtub.
Amit, here you have to rule out that somebody pushed her, because when they say
See, nobody-
accidental means there is no
Yeah,
cause
I
of
was going to come
murder,
to that because there's no criminal angle now anymore.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There is
And
So what I'm trying to say
criminal
is
angle
it
as
is a
well.
clear
I was
cut
just citing what Dr. Aggarwal has said.
the very fact they have written accidental means it is a medical cause. When you write accidental means there is a medical cause. A person lost consciousness and losing consciousness is a second debate where we can find out what is the cause of consciousness or we need complete detailed visceral report of the postmortem. I don't think so medically can it happen? Yes. In every case do we look for a cause of unconsciousness? No. Can you have unconsciousness without a cause? Yes. That is called sometimes we get unconsciousness and we don't find a reason.
Okay. So, Anjana, you and Amit can take this forward. Amit, the next question is, when will the details, the more elaborate details of the report come out? Is the prosecution planning on releasing those details? Amit?
As well as I'm in touch with a lot of other media people and my own sources outside. But so far, as everybody knows, that the report is.
Okay, Amit, we'll fix the link with you. So, Anuja, you've been hearing what everybody has been saying, and there is no criminal angle to this, which is why the case has been closed. Where do you stand on the fact that there are still questions that, arise on the situation and the circumstances? Should people just wait for when there are more details, or do you think it's inevitable that there will be talk around it? You know that yours the only channel which started Sunanda Pushkar case, remember? And this is what is going to happen. It is not that somebody is talking about, I'm listening to all the panelists and due respect. It is all there, with due respect. But we started it, right? Jessica Lal, we started it. Now what is it that is something which is not right? Why? Because the Boni Kapoor, when we're talking about that, nobody told that about the cardiac arrest, and why never this thing came out the way cardiac arrest came out? Why it never came out? If it is such a clear-cut case, tell me why it never came out that she was drowned, that we found her in the tub. How much time does it take to bring this thing out if it was the reality? You ask me, no, you tell me. I'm not able to understand it. I'm not able to understand medical. Okay, I am on one side and let the whole panel be on the other side. But yes, there is something which is definitely very different. The fact that for the family, friends, relatives, these are very difficult moments, and the mortal remains are going to be illicit for many moments. Now let's treat this with utmost sensitivity. Hold on, Amit, coming to you, Amit. Amit, the last 48 hours, what transpired? This is very important. I'll go back to what Shivani asked, because that is very pertinent. For Dubai, is it closed? Or these circumstantial questions are to be probed further, because that is something investigations cannot take place in India.
Yes, to begin with, I would like to inform you that we are dealing with one of the finest police forces of the world out here. Dubai police is an exceptional case. It's one of the finest police forces that we deal with out here. They will not leave any stone unturned till the time they reach to a conclusion that yes, they are satisfied totally. There's no criminal act behind that. The person can be, can be allowed to take the body back home. There's no scope for further questioning and all that. So somewhere in the last 48 hours.
Are you saying that the Dubai police covered all bases? Amit, very quickly. You know, you've been tracking it there because the story happened there. The story was Dubai. As far as this entire gamut of investigations, they covered all bases. Yeah, but if they covered all bases, do you think there are certain these reports are
all
little
bases, but the
unclear,
only
or do you think we are getting too impatient?
Allow me to put a light here. Allow me to put a light here. It is an investigation process which is with the authorities here. It can be the forensic department, the Dubai police, as well as the prosecution. Somewhere no one is allowed to intervene and look into the documents, and it is for globally it is cannot be revealed or come in public. Here, the support what we are getting from prosecution and what support we are getting from Dubai police, it is very clear that there is no suspect and this is an accident. And they have even openly told this to media. So there is nothing hidden here. Additionally to that, the other reasons for this accident, or what happened, or was there a cardiac, or was there drowning?
Yeah. So I would like to just continue with
so therefore my question, will we know more? Will the details of the report come out?
Yes.
Yes. We hope so. We hope so. We are following with our sources, we are following with the police officials, and we hope so that more details will emerge. As we broke the story in the morning, that 8 o'clock was the time in the morning when two members from Kapoor family and 2 to 3 people from Indian consulate were seen at the Dubai police station. And from there, that moment onwards, everybody was speculating that they are there to obtain the NOC. They are there to request and plead for the NOC along with the Indian consulate members. They were not there at all for any interrogation or any investigation. So we were assuming from that point onwards that yes, there is some development going to happen, which after 2 hours it was revealed by Dubai police that they are giving NOC to the family members and they are free to take the body after embalming to Bombay, to Mumbai in India. And this is how the chronology of events has happened in the last 48 hours. Since yesterday, the theories that were emerging out were totally different. But 8 o'clock onwards in the morning today, when the family was seen in the Dubai police station by a few media persons and the members of Indian consulate, after that, everybody was just talking about one thing, that yes, 100% they are there to obtain the NOC. Around 11 o'clock they emerged out of the police station and after another 1 or 2 hours it was broken as a news that yes, NOC has been provided to the family. Back to you.
Okay. So very quickly, final comment.
Yes, just one important point that should be, bring to the limelight, that where this cardiac arrest theory came from. So it was Sincere who, firstly mentioned this. I think the intention was to breaking the news or what. So Saturday late night or Sunday early morning, what you call, but the time was some 2:15 or 2:30 a.m. When Sincere was the first body to mention that Sridevi died because of cardiac arrest. Otherwise, there was we've never received anything from the side of family or nobody else.
So where did they get it from also is the big question, and that is really which has muddied the waters here. Because initially we were told cardiac arrest, and then suddenly if you are told it's accidental drowning, questions are bound to be raised. I'm afraid we're out of time right now, but we will continue to bring a closer focus on this, even as especially Sakal, now we await the mortal remains to be coming back to India finally after a long wait. A big thanks to all our guests for now.